Very interesting when a camera's so close to your ass. It's it's a new experience. Then you kind of extra conscious to apply cocoa butter. Hopefully, what most of us get to experience is a love that isn't based on a naivety, but then is based on experience and is based on having lived.
He's just a walking green flag, and he is a man. He is a character written by women, I think.
Yeah. But played by a man, played by a man.
This is Streamline, your weekly guide to what's actually worth watching across TV, film, and everything in between. After what's felt like a very long social season, Bridgerton Season 4 Part 2 is finally here. And, dearest gentle reader, it was worth the wait.
Mr. Bridgerton, do you need something?
No. I found it.
Just to recap, this season follows a bit of a Cinderella storyline, which sees the hedonistic Benedict Bridgerton fall for a mysterious lady at a masquerade ball. But part 2 isn't just about Benedict. Yes, Lady Bridgerton is down bad for Lord Marcus Anderson. I caught up with Daniel Francis, who plays Marcus, and naturally, there was one scene in particular that I needed to get the tea on.
Am I to understand that this means?
I am the tea that you are having.
I am the tea you'll be having tonight. That line it pings out.
If we could get into that, because it's such an iconic moment. What was that sort of like developing that with Ruth and the intimacy coordinators? I mean, how do you get that right and make it feel natural for the characters?
Look, Ruth and I have a really good relationship with each other. We're very kind of comfortable with each other, and so it just felt, it was a laugh actually. There was a little bit of nudity involved, and that was the first time. It's very interesting when a camera's so close to your ass. It's a new experience.
You can take it slowly.
Get undressed.
Intimacy is so much more than just like the physical act of sex or being naked with each other. Intimacy is being able to laugh with each other, to trust somebody, to respect someone. Was it intimidating for you as an actor, or were you prepared for it in some way?
I to tell the truth, it's made sure that there was cocoa butter, that the things that kind of go through your mind, make sure your ass isn't dry, and
I'd say that's on or off camera, to be honest.
Yeah, well, exactly, but certainly when it's right there and it's going to be on a big screen, or on a screen, then you kind of extra conscious to apply cocoa butter.
So one of the reasons Bridgerton dominates the period drama space is its approach to representation. We see people of colour in positions of power and queer storylines woven into the ton. And then we have Violet and Marcus, a second chance romance that feels almost radical in an industry that's so obsessed with first loves.
So what was it for you that felt meaningful about sort of telling a love story that comes later in life?
We do not date in the way that they did in the Regency era. So most people are second, third, fourth chance loves, right? And so really it's about, how do you start again when you've had loss, when you've been heartbroken, whatever way that has shown up in our life, as it does for many of us. How do you then find the strength, because vulnerability is a strength. How do you find the strength to start again, to open up and to be vulnerable again, to connect to a new person?
I find it so refreshing and beautiful to see this incredibly passionate love story with characters that aren't, 20. It's two characters who are over 40. And I mean, that's something that we don't generally see. Very rare do we see them portrayed in a really spicy, passionate way like we do. Why do you think that Hollywood and streamers sort of usually stay away from this kind of portrayal?
It's a good question. I'm not entirely, I have some, thoughts around that. I think there is people from a kind of business perspective get caught in demographics and get caught in, who we're creating content for, right? But then also from a storytelling perspective, and in the minds of people, we tend to remember our first love, right? We tend to these are these kind of novel and memorable experiences. So I can understand why kind of storytellers may look at that and say, well, that first love is more significant in the sense that it makes an imprint on us, right? And everything is then compared after that. We most of us find love after the fact, right? We have that first love experience when it's new and it's novel, but then hopefully what most of us get to experience is a love that isn't based on a naivety, but then is based on experience and is based on having lived, having understood, or had developed a growing understanding of ourselves.
Another reason this show resonates for so many people is its treatment of consent. Within a Regency world of limited female agency, Bridgerton consistently places female pleasure front and centre. Anyone who watched The Tudors will understand why that shift matters.
With your Majesty's permission.
Granted.
Bridgerton is a show that feels like it was written with women in mind. And so it celebrates a softer, gentler masculinity.
This isn't something that sort of male characters always get to show in a Regency world. I'd love to know what it was like playing that kind of vulnerability and if it changed the way that you think about masculinity.
The way I look at masculinity is really about being a safe space. Now, if some people will look at things like, the protector, the provider, these sorts of things. But what is, you can look at the layers of protection. Some people get, hung up on the physical aspect of protection or the financial aspect of protection. But there is also the concept of emotional protection. What Marcus does very well is that he holds space. He is an open, safe space for her to experience her emotion without judgment or shame. That's what is so kind of beautiful to watch and to play as Marcus, because he's just present and he's just like, have your experience. I completely get it. There's nothing that you can show me that is going to unnerve me or to turn me off. You know what I mean? It's do you be you.
I'm content as long as I'm in your presence.
He's just a walking green flag, and he is a man. He is a character written by women, I think.
But played by a man, played by a man.
It's giving the ladies what they deserve, I think.
These men do exist that are, what I would call as the mature masculine. We hear a lot about the toxic masculine, but I think for me, toxic masculinity, how I understand it, is masculinity that has not been matured and nurtured, where we don't have a society that understands how to nurture masculinity, right? And so what we have are these kind of immature masculine psychologies that have not formed and have not developed and do not understand how to deal with the emotional and the kind of psychological aspects of masculinity, right? So that's what it is. But there are plenty of men who have done and who are doing the work to be these safe spaces for women.
Consider your social season officially cancelled because all 8 episodes of season 4 are finally on Netflix. And while Daniel remained pretty tight-lipped on what's next in store for Marcus,
I can't say anything. Not even a slither. We'll have to wait and see.
Sources close to this author have confirmed that Netflix has officially ordered seasons 5 and 6, so simmering scandal and flourishing gardens aren't going anywhere anytime soon.